6 punts inside the 15-yard line. Did today feel like a really good day for you punting? I mean, do you feel like everything you were wanting to accomplish you did? You felt good physically, all that sort of thing?
Yeah, so I think to answer that question, I was kind of joking around with a couple of other guys. I'm like, wow, it's January tomorrow. Is this what it's like in the SEC every time? And it's kind of funny how the weather can just play a really big role, I guess, in your mindset. I know there's really not anything that you can do in terms of that, but you know, when the weather's nice, it certainly gives you a better degree of confidence. But yeah, it was just a good day overall, and was really happy with my performance because I feel like this year I really probably let myself down and the team down in a couple of games. So it was kind of just good to go back out there and just let loose and have fun.
DeJean gave you a lot of credit for his success gunning. How important is it for you as a punter to have him gunning?
I mean, it's Cooper DeJean. He's good at everything, honestly. He's probably good at Australian football and he's never played it. But yeah, really lucky to have guys like him and Jamison Hines and Terry Roberts, who's obviously no longer with us anymore. But really grateful that those guys this year and last year, and Devin Hilson stepped in this year as well, and Cohen Entringer and the rest of the punt unit. And I mean, I've been with Turner Palisade, Louis Steck for a couple of years now, and there's a lot of guys on the punt unit that I've kind of had since I got here, and really grateful that I feel I've probably said it a few times in the past is those guys on the punt unit want to be on the punt unit, and that's something that we really cherish a lot here at Iowa. It's just the impact of special teams. But to go back to the original question, sorry, really lucky to have someone like Cooper DeJean. I mean, you guys can see what he can do when he's on the field, so really lucky to have him on the punt unit, and moving forward, I hope he certainly stays.
Tori, before the game, a bunch of kids were standing behind you as you were punting, and they were just oohing and eyeing. And I don't know if that's specifically about you or if it's just watching a punter kick the ball like you do. But what's that like, gathering a crowd of young players watching you?
Yeah, they certainly don't have any idea who I am. I know that's for sure. But they'll kind of just scream out 9, 9, 9, Taylor, and then yeah, you could see when Nick Phelps, the backup punter, was hitting a few nice ones. Yeah, you could kind of tell that they were pretty impressed. So maybe they haven't kind of seen that before, but yeah, it's all good fun. I'm glad they had a good time.
You said you haven't had the season you wanted to have, but it would seem like 99% of punters would trade you seasons. Is that just who you are?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I put pretty high expectations on myself, but I mean, you look at the Illinois game, I didn't really perform that well. There was probably just kind of that middle pack. I mean, Purdue wasn't a bad game, but just feel like I wasn't really hitting the balls that I wanted to be hitting towards the end of the year. And although some of them have a good result, it's more so, I know I sound a bit cliche, it's not really necessarily about the process, but if I'm not hitting the balls I want to be hitting, it becomes a bit frustrating. And although a couple of results here there went well, but you kind of see from a statistic point of view, I kind of had the inside 20s, but yardage certainly dropped towards the end of the year. But I mean, like I kind of opened with, weather certainly pays certainly, yeah, it makes life a lot difficult when you kind of, I mean, Minnesota was probably the coldest place I've ever been in my life. To be out in that weather for that long, it's just ridiculous. It's not like you're just running from your house to the car in that sort of cold. You're kind of out there and couldn't feel my hands or toes or anything like that. So yeah, that was certainly an experience in itself. I think it was minus 17 degrees Celsius or whatever that is in Fahrenheit, or whatever you guys use here. I'm really not too sure. Yeah, it was certainly cold, but I love it just because, I mean, the Big Ten, that's where I feel like specialists can really, if you can show that you can perform, it really goes a long way. And yeah, I guess it would be nice kind of punting in this sort of weather every week, but you don't really get that in the Big Ten.
You're captain today.
Yeah.
What did that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot because I feel like the greatest achievement you can have is by being voted in by your peers. And each week during the season, everyone votes on captain, and just to be voted in for the bowl game really just meant a lot to me because yeah, they're the ones that I play for, my teammates. So it really had nothing to do with the coaches or anything like that. So to be voted by the players that I go out there every day, and this started back in January, just to get voted in by them, it's just an absolute pleasure. And I just hope that they know every time I step foot on the field, I just never wanted to let them down. So yeah, but to answer your question, it was just I guess a really big moment for me, and probably one of my greatest ever achievements was being voted captain. So, and I'm really not just saying that, I really mean it.
First team All-American, 25 years old, and it seems like be a smart move to go, or a move maybe consider to go to the NFL, but do you know what you're doing yet?
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I've had those conversations with a lot of the coaches and my parents and family, and yeah, it just kind of came back that although the time was probably right to leave, it was just kind of just in my best interest, and yeah, so I will be coming back next year, and yeah, just really looking forward. It's going to be a special year. We've kind of got a young group, but yeah, obviously bringing in a pretty special quarterback and pretty big, couple of transfers. So I really think this team can go far, and I just really want to be a part of it. And yeah, there's a couple of things that I really want to tweak with my game. So to answer your question, had you asked me a month ago, I was probably kind of, I guess, 85-15 or 80-20 towards leaving, but there's just no harm done coming back. So yeah, really excited, and just yeah, it's gonna be another great year, and I feel like from a specialist point of view, there's going to be no one better than myself, Luke, and Drew. So yeah, we're really excited moving forward, and I really mean that.